Good day and welcome to another episode. This is Mark Castle at castlecoaching.com. It's a bit of a sad day today. I cannot do a video without mentioning the fact that we've had a coup d'etat here in the United States today. And yeah, it's very sad. It's incredibly sad. And it's interesting because a couple of days ago, I've been saying this for quite some time. We all have to hit bottom. And I don't know how far this bottom has to go, but it is a huge bottom that we as a country, as well as the world, are going through. This is a threat to the stability of the entire world, let alone the United States. And it's unfortunate. It's really, really unfortunate. So I always like to talk about, let's look at the bigger picture of the whole thing. It's hard. It's hard on days like this to look at the big picture and know that there's a grander scheme going on. And, that in and of itself would probably piss a lot of people off just in me saying that. A lot of people that are upset over what's going on, and I'm very upset about what's going on. There's no question in my mind. I've been upset for quite some time. I've shared it in some of my videos. I've also shared it in some of the videos that I have not published yet. But, I'm extremely upset. And at the same time, I also know that there's something larger happening. It may be a day of reckoning. It may not be a day of reckoning. It's certainly a day of not really, truly understanding dysfunctionality. Just not understanding it. And this is very, very sad. So, what can I do about it as an individual? That has got to be what people are saying. It's like, well, I don't even have time to go protest. I'm trying to keep food on the frigging table for my family. I don't have time to do that. And, we vote in people for the purpose of managing the country, and it's not going very well at the moment. So that's all kind of external actions, but what can I do on the internal level? And people are not going to like what I'm going to say about this one either. What I'm simply going to say is that we have to do a lot of praying. I do believe that if there was a national day of prayer, that would help. Unfortunately, the problem is that prayer that I'm talking about is based on spiritual practice, not based on religion. And so by calling something like a National Day of Prayer, we are essentially talking about religion in the greater societal mind, not everybody's mind, but certainly the greater societal mind. So if that's true, then, and we can't do something like that, what can I do as an individual? Well, I can still do the prayers. And believe it or not, and a lot of people don't believe that they have this kind of power, that kind of power can actually change worlds. It can actually change worlds. It's hard to even imagine. It's hard to imagine that one person can change the world. One person can change the direction of everything. You know, I'm not a big Jesus person per se. I mean, I've studied him a little, but I don't really know much about him. But he did change the world. And the Buddha changed the world. And many others changed the world relatively single-handedly. So why wouldn't that be possible then as a single individual human on the planet changing the world? And the only thing that I know what to do under circumstances such as this, or even circumstances that are more personal to me or to you, that are stressing us out, is I know how to pray. I know how to pray. And how I do the prayers is I do Ho'oponopono. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I do it in French as well. Je t'aime. Je suis désolé. S'il vous plaît, pardonnez-moi. Merci. My experience is that those are very powerful prayers. That is a very powerful prayer. It's the same prayer, 2 different languages. And it has shifted everything in my life. Absolutely everything in my life. And it didn't happen overnight. Now, I do know that people write about having immediate experiences. That's not been my case per se, but I have noticed it in a certain context because of what I've been talking about all along. Is one of the things that I do is when I do some writing every morning, usually about things that are challenging to me, not necessarily, but things that are usually challenging to me, and I do the prayer over it. Now, I actually do a more involved prayer over it, but it's still the Ho'oponopono practice. What I also do in that spiritual session daily is I write down other people outside of me and their struggles and what I see going on. And I do include the United States of America sometimes. And I really would never, I'm not even comfortable talking about this in terms of me praying for others, because that it can come off as self-serving in a certain way, or look at me. And that's not my intent. My intent simply is to state that I have actually noticed that the prayer worked on others faster than it worked on myself. Because you see, we are all interconnected. And so whatever it is that I'm observing in somebody else, I am somehow connected with. And so it's my responsibility to let go of that connection, dissipate that connection. And that's why I think that it works really well when we see disturbance in others, because we're not in their physical shoes. So we have a cleaner slate to work with. Sometimes it's hard, though, when we're talking about what's happening today. That's hard to pray about and let go of the results. Because the other thing is, it's not about me telling the universe what to do. It's me acknowledging that I have a problem. I am somehow connected to something that I don't want to be connected to. And therefore, I have to pray to release it. And that's powerful. That is powerful stuff. This may be a video that people don't really like. Okay. That's all right. I'd love for people to like the video. But if you don't, I'm okay with that too. All I know is that by me cleaning my stuff, life changes. Not only for my own life, but also for the lives of people and things and institutions that I care about. There is a lot of love coming through me at the moment. I noticed the number of times I've smiled today on this particular video. Interesting, since the lead was so disturbing. But I feel great peace in the midst of all this chaos. As Abraham always says, there is great love here for you. And there is. There is great love here for you. Thank you so much for listening today. Merci beaucoup. À bientôt. Bonne journée.